Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man, from the MCU. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have Marvel Studios Spider-Man No Way Home 4 and Up assortment number. And then here we have some nice artwork of all three Spideys from No Way Home. Marvel Legends series Spider-Man Hasbro print. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Nice big blister showcasing Tom Holland's Spider-Man and his accessories. Then on the back, we have, again, that nice No Way Home artwork. And then Marvel Legends series Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker! Our friendly neighborhood web slinger is unmasked, no longer able to separate his life as a high schooler from the high-stakes world of being a superhero. And then there it is again in some other languages. Warning, attention, Octung, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Recycled stuff. Attention! Especially don't stick it in your French pie hole. And there is another symbol I'm not going to learn. Small fine legalese made in China print. A bunch of other symbols I'm not going to learn. A barcode. Small fine legalese right there. Then Marvel print and Hasbro print. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to take a look. Now, one thing I will say about the Tom Holland version, or this Tom Holland version, is he comes with 2 extra sets of hands, whereas Toby and Andrew only come with 1 extra. So he gets 2 of each type of hand: 2 wall crawling, 2 thwip, and 2 fists. And as far as the wall crawling hands go, here they are. They do have some nice molded detail. It's hard to tell. I think the web line may be sculpted on and then painted over. But if it is, it's very, very slight. And you can, if you look real close, you can see some of the like fabric print on there. It's not as noticeable on this side, but you can still see it. So, very nice looking. There's 2 of those, and they're both on in and out hinges. And then again, we have 2 thwip hands on in and out hinges. And just about everything I said about the other set of hands hold true. Except these are thwips instead of wall crawlers. And that one wants to jump. It's a jumping thwip. So there's that one. And then again, the third set is included on the figure and their fists. Here is the masked head. And again, you can see like the fabric print on there along with the web line, and it does look like the web line is a sculpted detail on here because some of the paint apps, the black for the paint app there, don't exactly match up, but it's pretty close as to not be too bad. We have some white paint apps for the eye lenses and then the black surround for them. Overall, very nice looking. I think this is a very comic book looking uniform that Tom Holland wears as compared to the other movie uniforms. And then let's take a look at the figures deco. And that Tom Holland is spot on. I think this one looks the most accurate as far as the sculpt and the paint. And I'm sure this is probably the head sculpt they used on the Peter and Ned 2-pack. I don't have that one, so I don't normally collect the MCU figures. But these just, again, they jumped out at me really at the store. If you haven't watched the other two, I did find these at a local GameStop, and again, I don't normally do MCU figures, but these just looked so nice sitting there on the peg. They just whipped me over to where they were, and now I'm doing a review on them. So you can see on the red, it does have some fabric imprint, and then on the blue, it's rather smooth, and it looks like it's molded in this blue color. At least the blue parts are, because you can see a little bit of swirl and twirl in there, and it's slightly metallic looking, like maybe it's got some glitter in it or something. I'm not exactly sure, but spot on for the Tom Holland head. And then, you know, nice on the web lines, nice on the red. And then same applies down here on the boots. Now let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that high. He doesn't really look down too much. He's got lots of chicken neck in there. He's got a bunch of waggle. He can do the full Exorcist. 360-degree rotation at the shoulder. And it does have a butterfly hinge. I can get mine to go back that far and forward that far. And then he can raise his hand just slightly past, or his arm slightly past 90 degrees. There's a cut here at the upper bicep for a full 360-degree rotation. Double hinged, pinless elbows. And they are a little tight. But wow, look at that range of motion. Pretty good. And then 360-degree rotation at the wrist on in and out hinge. And then in and out hinge for the other fist as well. Where the chest and the abdomen meet, there is a cut. And it gives him all kinds of hula. He can lean left and right. He can lean back that far. And forward that far. And also a 360-degree rotation at that as well. Just like the other two Spider-Man figures, he does have that reverse ab hinge, and it allows him to lean forward that far, and then in conjunction with the mid-torso cut, it gives him slightly bit more, and then back, the ab hinge leans him back that far, and then slightly more with the mid-torso cut. And like the other figures, this one also has a drop down hinge, and he has the most drop down hinge of all three of the Spider-Man figures in this wave. With that engaged, he can kick forward that high with just a slight bit of outswing. Backwards about a half a step, so that's normal for the Spider-Man. Now, he gives you that much of the splits, which I think is the most out of all three of them. And he's got a cut here at the upper thigh for a full 360-degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knees. And if you fiddle with it a little bit, it gives you that much bend. Nothing in the shin, so no boot cut. Ankles tilt down that far, tilt up that far, and forward facing pin. For rocker, now as far as the alternate head goes, it's just a dumbbell here. And pop the head off, and there you can see the dumbbell there. And then I'll just pop the other head on. I might have to do that off camera. And there it goes. It did not give a very satisfying pop when it went on there, But there it is. And with that head on, he can look up that far, down that far. He still has a little chicken neck. He's still got some waggle, and he can still do the full Exorcist. So there we go, my friends. A look at Spider-Man and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have all three of this wave's Spider-Men: Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire. Here we have the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland Spider-Man, with one of the many MCU Iron Man armors. I want to say this was model 42, maybe? I don't remember. And we have Doctor Strange from the Rentra Build-A-Figure wave, from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And then we have the Vulture from the Vulture Build a Vulture's Wings wave from Spider-Man Homecoming. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man No Way Home Spider-Man with the Tom Holland head. With our final Marvel Legends comparison, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series, Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland Spider-Man, I have to say, I really think that Hasbro cheated the folks that bought the 3-pack and did not come with the unmasked heads. And then released them again, single-carded with the unmasked heads, and I really think that was not good on Hasbro part. I really think they owe the unmasked heads to people who bought the Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack. I really think that anybody who can show proof of purchase for that set should receive the alternate heads, the unmasked heads. I was not one of the people who bought that set. That's why I bought the individual ones, and I really wasn't planning on buying these 3 Spider-Men because I don't normally collect the MCU figures, but when I saw all 3 of these guys at the local GameStop, and the likenesses were so great, in my opinion. Of course, your mileage, of course, may vary. They just leapt out at me from the peg, and at that point, I wanted them, and all 3 of them were there, so I just went ahead and picked them up. Now, I'm not too sure I'm going to get the rest of the wave. I'm not too keen on the way that Sandman looks, and I don't really require a Mary Jane. So there is that. This figure himself, I do think the likeness is spot on for Tom Holland, and I like the deck on the suit. It's really, it really takes me back to comic books. It's a really comic booky looking Spider-Man suit. So if you didn't get the 3-pack and you were waiting on these guys, the alternate heads are great, or the unmasked heads are great, and You know, in my opinion, it's a pickup. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.